talking about child labor in the Philippines. Children have a right to a childhood. Over 1/3 of the world's population is children, and they deserve equal rights. Child labor is a major issue because it affects education and health. These are only a few reasons why child labor is unacceptable. Child labor in the Philippines should not exist. For the Philippines is one of many countries with this problem, but it is a country that is often ignored. Child labor in the Philippines is an important issue because it affects a child's health and life. If action is not taken, it will continue to affect many families across the Philippines. There are over 29 million children living in the Philippines, of which 5.5 million aged 5 to 17 work in child labor. That is like the entire population of New Zealand. Around 3 million of these children work in hazardous places. The work often includes agricultural work, like the production of sugarcane and bananas. It also includes industry, like mining, gold extraction, and other types of hard labor which can affect a child's health and growth. Many children work in gold mines. This is not good for their health. Mercury is a kind of liquid that is extremely poisonous to humans. It is used for gold mining, and many of the workers handling the mercury are children. Mercury poisoning can affect many parts of a child's body, especially because it is still developing. Mercury exposure at high levels can harm the brain, heart, kidneys, lungs, and immune system. Work at such a young age can affect their physical and mental health as well. Usually, children have to carry heavy weights. This can affect their muscles and pull and injure a child's body. Can you imagine carrying 40 pounds each day for about 13 hours instead of getting an education and working and playing? This is how child labor affects the child's health. Child labor is an issue that affects school attendance and therefore affects a child's opportunities once he or she grows up. Most of these children start their work at 6 a.m. and finish at 7 p.m. for only 20 cents a day. Many of us are exhausted by the end of a school day and can't even imagine working so late and at such a young age, instead of getting an education. Education is needed in order to prepare a child for when he or she grows up. Without an education, children cannot grow up to get satisfying jobs and a decent pay. When these children become adults, in order to get a good job, it is also important for a child to go to school so that they can learn how to take care of themselves once they grow up. Imagine this, a vicious cycle that keeps on turning. Child grows up, can't get a good job, kids have to work, kids have to work. NGOs have also been working on rescue child laborers movement and have even arrested some people for encouraging and supporting child labor. While these companies work on helping child labor, we can donate and help raise awareness. Child labor needs to stop. The Philippines government has launched a campaign against child labor called the Tallulah. Their deadline is to stop the worst forms of child labor by 2016. In Manila, the government has called on lots of agencies, including NGOs, to help end 75% of child labor by 2015. They were not as successful as they had hoped, but are continuing on this path. The global deadline to stop the worst forms of child labor is by 2016. These organizations are still working towards it, and the government is working with schools and is trying to provide a livelihood for families so that their children don't have to work. Children should not work at such young ages. If children have to work, they will have a harder time getting an education. Children need an education and good health to do well with their lives. Child labor cuts into these opportunities. This is unfair. There are many dangers in this type of situation, like the places they work are often unsanitary and unsafe, making children sick and malnourished and dehydrated. To help, we can also donate to some websites, such as childfund.org. Many people don't know about child labor, so help raise awareness. We need to stop child labor. Children should have pens in their hands, not tools. A quote by Iqbal Nasir.